Yenzies, I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I used to say, listen up, Yenzies. I don't know what the hell I'm going to say anymore. Y'all, thanks for joining me for another noonday edition of Keeping It 100 with your boy Big G, talking about Pittsburgh Steelers football, a fireside chat. I don't know what to call it anymore, but I'm telling you right now, I just can't freaking take it. I cannot take it. Man, thanks for the live chat to join us, man. People jumping in right now. Steeler Lee, Steeler DNA, Afton. Man, we appreciate you. Big Pun, you know I'm Gary Keep It Real. I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. You know I'm Gary Keep It Real. If don't nobody else keep it real, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you the truth. All right? So, let's tell the truth. Let's talk about it because I'm a firm believer from the truth you can get anywhere. What's up, Andre Green? What's happening with you, man? From the truth, you can get anywhere. Y'all, the truth of the matter is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is not what we think it is. It is not. It is not. It is horrible. I mean, you can use every type of word that there is to describe actually what the defense is for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But without going into all of it, they just freaking suck. Let's just say it. They just suck. And when I'm talking about the defense, I'm talking about the schematics of the defense. I'm talking about the coaching of the defense. I'm talking about the personnel of the defense. I'm talking about the execution of the defense. I'm talking about the effort of the defense. Every aspect of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense at this point right now is deplorable. They are unbelievably bad. I think it's got a lot to do with not just scheme, not just schematics, not just execution, not just personnel, and not just coaching. It's got a lot to do with all of it. All of it at this point is not good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, as you saw my banner, we're going to talk about the 4-2-5 defensive system that's being run by Mr. Terrell Austin, big trash, and Mr. Mike Tomlin, who you better watch your ass, bro, because you out here got us believing that this defense is supposed to be historical, supposed to be monumental, supposed to be unstoppable. And the only thing that this defense doesn't show me that they are is expensive, because they can't do what you're asking them to do from a schematic standpoint in a 4-2-5. Y'all, the 4-2-5 is ran successfully in the NFL by certain teams. I'll give you one team, case in point, that runs it very successfully: the Kansas City Chiefs. I watched the game in totality last night of the Washington Commanders and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs was in 4-2-5. For the generic term, you guys, that's called nickel. 4-2-5, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. The Kansas City Chiefs was in 4-2-5 at least 70% of the snaps last night. At least 70. And oh, by the way, for all you guys that's out there that think that the Pittsburgh Steelers run a 3-4 defense, hell no. We're in the 4-2-5, 70% or higher now, more than we've ever been before, right? There are teams that run it successfully, but the reason they run it successfully is some of the keys that I'm going to break down today to talk to you about why we have issues in our 4-2-5 defense, okay? The biggest reasons why you have, and if you don't believe me, Google it. The biggest reasons why you have issues and problems in a 4-2-5 defense is based on technical information and technique. Those are the weaknesses. Misalignment is a huge thing. Misalignment, leverage, stunts and pressure, and underneath routes. Misalignment is when defenders misalign and can create seams and vulnerabilities in a defense that another team can exploit. Haven't we seen that the last couple of weeks, y'all? Leverage, poor technique from forced defenders who don't correctly read run-pass keys and can lead them to being out of position on the run and the pass. Haven't we seen that over the last few weeks? Stunts and pressure. While the 4-2-5 uses stunts and blitzes to create pressure, installing too many can lead to lack of mastery and complex the scheme and confuse the players. Haven't we seen a whole hell of a lot of confusion out there over the last few weeks, y'all? Underneath routes. The scheme can give up opportunities underneath, as it can be more aggressive in trying to generate negative plays in the backfield. From a theological standpoint or from a theory standpoint, it should cheat you out of successfully long plays or explosive plays. Haven't we seen explosive plays out of our defense week after week after week? I can see if the Green Bay Packer game was the anomaly. We saw this against Seattle. Hell, we saw it against New England, a game we won. We saw it against the Minnesota Vikings. We damn for sure saw it the Cincinnati Bengals. They killed us with those underneath quick pass routes all day and night. Scheme is trash. Scheme is trash. You hear me? So when you talk about scheme is trash, you better start with what's going on from the defensive coaching standpoint. And that's Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin. You both are guilty. What you're doing from a schematic standpoint is not putting our players in position to do what they need to do. Man, what's up, Mod, John Caldwell, Steeler Dog, James Overby? What's cracking, y'all? Good to see all y'all in here. Steeler DNA, great to see you guys. But our issue is, and I'm going to continue to say, it just can't be Tomlin. It's Tomlin, Austin, and the players. I want to repeat myself. Tomlin, Austin, and the players. The order of it is, though, because we know that Terrell Austin is a figurehead in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We know that Mike Tomlin calls the defense through Terrell Austin. But from who's responsible, it's really Terrell Austin, Mike Tomlin, then the players. But they're all equally accountable. All are equally accountable. The players act like they don't know what they're doing. These are professional football players. They're acting like there's a lack of communication. They're acting like there's a lack, they're confused on the plays. They're doing all these different things that they're saying, oh, it's not acceptable. It's not this, it's not that. No, y'all. The issue is the scheme is bad, the players are bad, and the coaching is bad. All in once. 4-2-5 defense, in my opinion, is the most vanilla, basic thing you can play. And I don't give a damn if they line up in 11 personnel or not. People act like 11 personnel didn't exist back in the early 2010, 2015, 2020. It always has existed. There's teams that play a 4-3 and they can stop it. There's teams that play a 3-4 and they can stop it. There's even teams that can play a 4-2-5 that can stop it. How come we can't stop it? Oh, it's the scheme. Oh, it's the scheme. But it's also the personnel. Man, Steeler Lee, man, thanks for the $1.99. He says Slade needs to be cut today. He quit on that TD. Slade quit on a lot of routes. Steeler Lee. Slade quit on a lot of routes. A lot of routes. Darian, so I'm going to tell you one right off the back. When he got beat on the inside, they were in 4-2-5. They were in zone, cover 2, right? The inside slot receiver has leverage to the inside. That is his job, which means that he should never step with his left foot to the outside to the boundary. On that play where he got burnt by Kraft, he stepped outside first with 2 steps and then tried to recover and go back to the inside. Jordan Love saw it right inside hitch, because I just told you when I started this thing out where a 4.25 is vulnerable at. He was wide open. And you guys got to remember, in NFL defenses, wide open is 1 or 2 steps. Wide open is like how you see in college and high school. It's 1 or 2 steps because they have quarterbacks in the NFL that are dotters. They have quarterbacks that will light you up. You give up that inside leverage, touchdown. We've seen that happen over and over and over again. So Darius Slay, you're a culprit. You're confused. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how it works. I'm gonna point out something else about a 4.25. What's up, Reginald Rivers, man? What's happening with you? I'm gonna point out something else that goes on with a 4.25 that most people don't know nothing about and don't realize. A 4.25 means that your 2 edge rushers are not versatile. They rush the quarterback, okay? You got 2 defensive tackles whose job is to push the interior offensive lineman. The 2 defensive tackles' design is to take a double team. They should be getting a double team from a center guard or a guard tackle every single time, right? Because now you got 4 guys blocking 2, right? But it's vanilla because all we have is edge rushers that rush. They never drop into coverage. Otherwise, you would be able to mix it up and do something different. You know who just did that against us? You know who just did that? The Green Bay Packers. Go back and watch the film because you know I didn't watch it. You know I done watched it at least one time all the way through and another halftime. They moved Micah Parsons around like a chess piece. But I'm going to come back to that question in a minute. They moved Micah Parsons around. Not only did they move Micah Parsons around, they moved other players like Walker around like chess pieces. And they sit in a 4.25. If I know what you're going to do before you do it, my rate of success is going to be way higher every single freaking time. There's the scheme issue of it. But the willingness of the players to do something different, that's something different too. Big Pun said, poor scheme or not, that's not an excuse for piss poor tackling in our secondary. Punishment, you are 150% kicking facts on there. Tackling has to do with effort and execution. Tackling has to do with effort and execution. I'm going to repeat it again. It has to do with effort and execution. Have you ever, listen, I've been around football my whole damn life. I ain't never heard of a tight end ever getting 130 plus yak yards. Never. A tight end? I can see a wide receiver. I can see Jamar Chase getting 130. Kraft had more yak yards than Jamar Chase. Look it up. Kraft had more yak yards than Jamar freaking Chase. What are we talking about, y'all? What are we talking about? But a 4.25, and this is what I'm going. Let's start. We're going to talk about each level. The front 4. Can Keanu Benton take on a double team regularly and keep the guard from getting up to the second level on the run plays? Hell no. Can Cam Hayward take on a double team and keep a guard from getting up to the second level? Absolutely not. I've seen the film. They don't occupy 2 people. So you wonder why our linebackers struggle in the run game in the 4.25 because you got guards running free. You got tackles and centers that are handling Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward one-on-one, and you got dudes running free. They running free. So, of course, and listen, in the NFL, an interior offensive lineman or a tackle will block a linebacker 95% of the time on one-on-one. They will block them. All they got to do, we're talking about big, super strong, huge men. They will block them. So there's issue number 1. Issue number 2, outside edges. Do you ever drop in coverage? Ever? Do you ever drop? TJ Watt, do you ever move from right to left? Ever? TJ Watt, do you line up in the middle? Ever? Highsmith, what are you doing? Herbig, why are you only getting 38% of the snaps? And you lead our team in sacks with 4.5 sacks per game. What? Oh, There we go with the scheme. But they're not versatile enough to play the 4-2-5 because you got to be able to drop sometimes. Sometimes you got to rush 2. Sometimes you got to rush 3 and drop everybody else in coverage. Confuse the quarterback. Give him one look at pre-snap. Give him another look after the snap. But if I know, because I've heard 3 quarterbacks in a row say that they knew what they were doing before they did it. Jordan Love said the same thing that Joe Flacco said. Show did. Show did. Knew what they was going to do because it's too vanilla. Coaching, Tomlin, Terrell Austin, coaching, too vanilla. In the middle of the 4-2-5, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson. The design of those guys is to be able to play the outside. Oh, let me go back to the edge too. In a 4-2-5, the edge's job is to never get beat on the outside. I will repeat myself. In a 4-2-5, the edge's design is never to get beat to the outside. How many times have we seen T.J. Watt be lazy and take an inside pass rush thinking that he can get there faster, and they run the ball right at T.J. Watt right outside of him? You guys realize and know that Green Bay discovered that during the game. Green Bay saw where T.J. Watt kept going inside, and they started running it with a faster running back, not Jacobs, to the outside. The second running back led him in rushing. He had almost 60 yards rushing in the second half. Inexcusable. Unwilling to change. Unwilling to do something different. Lazy execution on the fact of the players for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Watt it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And now, it might be that Terrell Austin told you to do that, but I doubt it. Some of that was you doing what you wanted to do. Some of that was you out there freelancing, doing what you wanted to do. And you gave up big play after big play, getting gashed in the running. Because they didn't run it nobody else but T.J. Watt. Trust me, go put the film on. They ran right at his ass, and they was destroying him. They was destroying him. Linebackers, I'll go to the second level. Second level, linebackers. Linebackers' jobs should be to scrape from the left and to the right to make tackles if they're not getting caught up in the wash or not getting caught up with the guy moving to the second level to be able to block them. They couldn't freaking tackle, y'all. The film shows it. They were out of position multiple times. Wide sets have to be given in a 4-2-5 with the linebackers. How many times did you see the linebackers in the double-A gap? How many times did you see them standing up right behind the damn defensive tackle? That's easy to block, or I know where you're at. Easy to block. You're not you're not as fast as what you think you are. And it happened over and over again. Patrick Queen couldn't make a tackle. Peyton Wilson couldn't make a tackle. How many times did you see Green Bay Packers players just running freely and you seen Queen jump at him, Wilson jump at him? That's because they're out of position at pre-snap. Trust me, when you go back and you see the film, you're going to see that they were out of position at pre-snap. Totally out of position. Right, Big Pun, I hear you. You said TJ in it is explosive, so he's cheating to get a jump. Okay, well, that means TJ should limit his snaps, should be taken down. We paid all that money for what? Ma Bell said, anytime a tight end has too much space, the quarterback will be able to get it over the linebacker layer, and the DBs are 20 yards off, so the quarterback can't throw it away easy money. So the linebacker needs to get deeper. I don't know about that, Ma. I do know that they were in press a lot, and the DB was standing right in front of him. But when they got an inside release, and the linebacker is in the wrong spot, and his job should be to drop when you're in zone, and he's 2 steps behind, how many times did you see the Packers just lob it over the head of the Steeler player? Just lob it over the head of the Steeler player. It ain't like Jordan Love wasn't completing the ball fast either. 2.5 seconds completion. 2.5 seconds completion, right? So once again, the 4-2-5, what are you doing? What are you doing? So second layer. And the linebackers have to be able to tackle. The linebackers have to be able to tackle. If they can't tackle, they're fruitless out there. They're fruitless. Final layer, which most people have so much disgust about, which is the 5 in the back. Be it if it's a combination of 3 corners, 2 safeties, 3 safeties, 2 corners, you got 5 guys standing free. This is where the communication has to be higher than ever. Those guys got to know what they're doing, okay? You cannot at any point be freelancing as a defensive back. Not in a 4-2-5 scheme. You got to be in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. How many times over the last 3 games have we seen the defensive backs from the Pittsburgh Steelers freelance and do what they want to do? Not taking outside away, not being entirely too handsy, grabbing, not moving their feet, not playing sound technique, just flat out getting killed. How many times have we seen it? Oh, yeah, it's scheme. Oh, yeah, it's schematics. Oh, yeah, it's coaching. But some of this, and to me, a lot of it, is the players too, bruh. The players. Of course, we're going to say that Terrell Austin is guilty. Of course, we're going to say Mike Tomlin is guilty, right? I personally feel that it's beyond the point of Terrell Austin. I think we should fire Terrell Austin today. Today. They should, it's 12:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Terrell Austin, you should be packing up your car. You should be putting your stuff in black trash bags. You should be moving on from being a defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because we know he's a figurehead, but he's not competent either. Right? Mike Tomlin, like I said, people say, well, it's not the Steelers' way. It's not the Steelers' way. Listen, Mike Tomlin, you got to be willing to change it. You're out of here too. You're out of here too. It doesn't make sense to continue to do the same things over and over again. But the 4-2-5 defense is not effective. It's not effective. The 4-2-5 is not effective with the personnel that we have. We don't have the personnel. We don't have the corner play to be effective in 4-2-5. We damn for sure don't have the safety play anymore because Deshaun Elliott's gone for the season, y'all. If he comes back, it's a living miracle. If he comes back and plays any snaps in 2025, it's a living miracle. So we don't have the safety play. Who's back there? Thornhill? Oh, my God. Curious George? Please. Always got his head in the backfield? Please. Come on, man. Clark? Oh, my God. Please. These guys can't play. Clark was out there getting diced up. Diced up. So we don't have the person. Darius Slay is definitely washed. It's obvious. He's definitely washed. So you got maybe Eccles. JPJ is the most handsy dude I ever seen in my life as far as a cornerback, and to me doesn't deserve a second contract, right? Not for big money. And you got Ramsey. And we've seen Ramsey get trashed and killed. We've seen Ramsey get killed. So we don't have necessarily the players to run the scheme. The scheme's 4-2-5. We're in nickel more than anything. We ain't got the players. Andre Green says, Big G, is Austin in charge of the scheme that sucks? If so, he needs to be fired at 12:28 p.m. today. Him and Mike Tomlin's in charge of that, Andre. We're going to tell the truth. It's him and Tomlin, right? But they selling woofies, y'all. They selling wolf tickets. They saying that they can do something that they can't do. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. From the defensive line all the way to the linebackers, all the way to the DBs. They can't run a 4-2-5. They can't. Felicia, thank you for the super chat, sweetie. She said for the $5. Hey, my boy, stop stressing. Tomlin can't hear you. But you're already pressed. You're already, I guess that's going to say pissed. What's your take on Marquise Valdez-Scantling? It's exactly what I said, Felicia. I told Tate, I told Kirby that the Steelers wasn't going to make no big splash, trade off none of them 12 picks. I told them they was going to get some bum off of the street to bring him in, and he's going to replace Scotty Miller. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen on the roster. Van Der Scouting is going to take Scotty Miller's part. But you still got Skoranek. You still got Calvin Austin III. You still got Roman Wilson. And you got now facing a crash-out DK Metcalf. Right? So you still got issues. But they're not going to bring a dude in. We're less than the trade deadline is next Thursday. They ain't going to do it. They want those 12 picks because they know they need it. Because from a schematic standpoint, they done sold woofies. They done sold woofies about what they can and cannot do. They can't do it. They cannot run a 4-2-5. It's ineffective. We've seen it over and over again. Now, I can't chronically complain about it without offering a solution. Run a 3-4. I'm telling you what to do. TJ Watt, either you got to do more or you take your ass to the bench. Herbig, more snaps. Malik Harrison, get your ass out on the field, bruh. Patrick Queen, get the green dot off ya. Darius Slay, get your ass to the bench. You got it. You got to mix it up. Will they be willing to mix it up? I doubt it. Because let me tell you something. And like I told you in the preset, I told you I was going to be super honest about you. I was going to be super honest with you. Mike Tomlin's stubborn as a damn bull. He believes and thinks and feels that this thing can get fixed. And I don't know if it can. I'm starting to become pessimistic in my viewpoint to believe that there's a reason that they should possibly blow this thing up. We have 12 draft picks going into next year's draft. Trade off what? Okay? You're not going to get you're not going to get Micah Parsons trade, but you'll get a first rounder out of it. Especially from a team like a Detroit or like a Kansas City or like a Philadelphia that's trying to push to get another championship. You'll get 2 picks out of it. You'll get a first and a fourth. That's fine. I'll take it. Trade off Pat Freiermuth. You get a third or a fourth. I'll take it. I'll take it at this point. Trade off Alex Highsmith. Or one or the other. Either Watt or Highsmith got to go. Develop Jack Sawyer. Develop him. See what you got in him. Because if not, doing the same things over and over again is just going to produce the same stuff. It's going to produce the same stuff. Steeler Dog said, yeah, there's a reason Van Der Scouting is a free agent. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big Pun said, could be a lot of reasons why Van Der Scouting wasn't on the roster. He instantly becomes our best solution at number 2. I don't know about that. I don't know if he does. I know Rodgers will throw it to him because he's comfortable with throwing it to him, but he ain't no solution at no number 2. Hell no. He ain't no solution. Right? Still at least said, trade Tomlin, and if you don't want to get traded, then fire him. Well, he has a no-trade clause in his contract. Just for you guys that don't know. He has a no-trade clause in his contract. So, and I don't believe in my heart of hearts the Rooneys will ever fire him. They might pressure him and ask him to go and leave, but they're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire him. No way. No way. But they can pressure him to leave. But I think that going into next season, if he's not willing to hire a serious defensive coordinator, it's time for Mike Tomlin to go. If he's not willing to get a guy that will get in TJ Watt's face and basically say, either you're going to do this or you're not going to play, then he doesn't need to be there. And this is what I've been trying to say out in the Steelers streets for the last 24 to 48 hours. Everybody wants to get rid of Mike Tomlin. Well, you got to understand, Mike Tomlin, TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward are tied at the hip. Mike Tomlin, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward are tied at the hip. If you get rid of one of them, you got to get rid of all 3 of them. So don't be out there talking about, oh, well, we're going to get rid of Tomlin. You might as well put Watt in the same suitcase and ship his ass right out with him. Same difference with Hayward. They're tied at the hip. They've been from day one in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're going to be moving forward. That's how it works. Felicia said, yeah, the Rooneys will let him play out his contract. They probably will. They probably will, right? If the Vikings continue to lose, maybe they can get Flores back as a DC. I don't know if Flores want to come back still, Ali. I don't know if they do. Pun said, why trade draft capital of those who put it together? This is flawed roster and we making the draft picks. Well, this is the thing, Pun. If you're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you're going to clean house, you want your new head coach to be able to have as many picks as he possibly can in order to try to resolve and fix the roster. So why hold on to old broken pieces? Start from straight scratch. We got 12 picks now. Trade off Watt, trade off Highsmith, or trade off Muth, give him another 2-3 picks, give him 15 picks and an opportunity to do it. You got to remember, see, Yenzies are spoiled, man. Yenzies don't understand really from a complexity standpoint what this is really all about, okay? Pittsburgh is a small market football team. People don't want to go there and play. It's cold, it's wet, it's nasty. You don't attract free agents. They come out with a grade every year to show facilities, field, and did you see the condition of damn field again? AccuShore Stadium. I can see the Pitt logo up underneath the Steelers logo in the middle of the field. Malpractice. Rooney's being cheap once again. So they don't want to go there. So these are all pieces. I agree. Dre, I agree. They ain't getting, so trade them off. Give a new, young, exciting head coach an opportunity to start over. And hell, if I came into an organization and I got some young pieces, like I think Zach Frazier's a young piece. I think Mason McCormick's a young piece. I think DK is going to be around for a while. I think Mount Washington is going to be around for a while. I think Jalen Warren's going to be around for a while. There's some pieces. There's some definite pieces. I think Harmon's going to be around for a while. There's some pieces I like. I like Black, right? But if you're going to give a new coach a new opportunity and you're going to come with a new philosophy, you got to blow it up. If you're, and I want to repeat this, and I'm going to say this for the next 2-3 weeks I'm on podcasting. For all them Yenzies that want to blow it up, get rid of Tomlin, you better be ready to get rid of TJ Watt, and you better be ready to get rid of Cameron Hayward, because they're going right out the door with them. They're tied at the hip. And that's because we run a 4-2-5 that caters to a couple of players that don't want to do what they want to do, that want to do what they want to do. They're undisciplined. They feel that they know. Their coach don't hold them accountable. I mean, we can never go back and get Dick LeBeau, but I wish Dick LeBeau was here. Dick LeBeau would have snatched TJ Watt's ass off that field so fast, your head would have spun. Dick LeBeau didn't give a damn. Let me tell you, if you couldn't perform for Dick LeBeau, you sat your ass on that bench. That's how it worked. And he'd get another one that was better than you. You know how I know? Ask Joey Porter Sr. what happened, who was his backup. Ask Joey Porter Sr. how he worked his way out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, via free agency or trade. Ask him what happened. He didn't care. Dick LeBeau got dudes that did what they needed to do, or you didn't play. You didn't play. So I'm saying when you go with a new coach, you got to have that type of mentality. And otherwise, you're setting behind the 8 ball. You think it's bad now. Can you imagine being a Yenzi and going 5-12 for the next 3 seasons because you didn't set your new football coach up to be a winner? The only way you're going to do that is you got to clean house. The only way you got to do that is you got to clean out. You got to get rid of all of them. He said, but Reggie, I don't know if we need an offensive-minded head coach. I don't know that. I don't know that. I love Flores. I would love Flores to come in and be the head coach. I would love the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions to become the head coach. He's nasty. And they play a nasty 4-2-5 defense. Everybody was talking about, oh, the coordinators, they're going to make the difference, and the Detroit's going to take a step back. Step back my ass. They more aggressive than you've ever seen. Go watch the Detroit Lions on film. They don't mess around. They ain't playing. They trying to get after you, bruh. They trying to get after you because they know, they understand the scheme. They understand the purpose of the scheme, and the players give maximum effort, maximum, or because they know their ass will be over on the bench. That's what they know. So we talking about a lot of things, man. Big Pun, what you said, bro? He said Tomlin gives half the roster days off practice, Veterans Day. He gave Derek Harmon, Pun, don't nobody in NFL practice, bro. I don't know where you getting your inside information. Don't know. Once the regular season starts, don't nobody practice, bro. And once that's a force to believe that people are actually out there practicing and hitting and all. They're not, no, bro. And they're giving them days off, and they're still there in shorts and a t-shirt. They're just standing on the sideline, and they might rotate in, but they're not going. No, nobody practices. Nobody. This is not college football. This is not high school football. Don't nobody in NFL practice once the season kicks off. It's too many days. And that's a whole nother conversation too, because the NFL is so money hungry. They got Thursday games and all whatever else, and dudes get wore out. They playing overseas now and everything. So of course that's a whole thing, but nobody practices during the week. Nobody. Right? Craig, yeah, we got, and like I said, remember I said over there on Smash the Gas, I'm going to be there tomorrow, and I'm going to look Kirby and Tate Boy fresh in the face, and I'm going to say, didn't I tell you they wasn't going? And Kirby was talking about, I'm going to be pissed if they get. Well, Kirby, get ready to be mad as hell, because I told you they wasn't going to get nobody. Van Der Schelling don't move nothing. He don't move no needle for no Pittsburgh Steelers. Hell no. We got a bigger defensive issue than an offensive issue. And from an offensive standpoint, our issue is now if Isaac Seumalo is out for an extended time because he's got a pectoral muscle that could possibly be tore, which means he's out for the season. Now, how do we run big package? You got to bring McCollum in and let him play guard to keep 74 on the outside because Broderick Jones showed you when they can't play big package how he was out there getting destroyed. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this what Felicia said. She said, "Oh yeah, oh me and Big B, yeah." Because I think right now, me and Big B, listen, we was moving furniture around last week, and I think that now we done both came back to the middle. I think we got an idea. He had an ideology on one thing, I had an ideology on another thing, and we done come back to the middle. And I think we both saying and seeing the same thing right now. We both saying the same thing. I might feel a little bit more stronger about blowing it up than he does, but we realizing, no, we got issues and problems. Yeah, it's the scheme. The 4-2-5 freaking sucks. Run a 3-4. Run a 3-4. TJ Watt, you got to move around. Run a 3-4. Herbig needs to play more than 38% of the snaps. Run a 3-4. Eccles needs to play now. Run a 3-4. Peppers needs to take Clark out the game now. That's what you got to do. Run a 3-4. Keanu Benton, get your ass to the bench. You can't play no more. Get Black, Harmon. Equale's out now for the season. So you got to depend on Black, Harmon, and Hayward. But get it. Run a 3-4 defense. What's up, Dante? Thanks for saying facts, bro. Run a 3-4. Run the old school Blitzburg. It's not, matter of fact, it's not that complicated. If you really want to tell the truth, it ain't that complicated. It's just from an offensive standpoint, it looks complicated, right? And yes, that means a linebacker has to be in coverage. Yes, I know that. I know that. But you're going to play a lot more zone. You're going to play a lot versus playing man pressing out there getting assassinated, which can't none of them dudes do, but maybe Eccles, right? Yeah, you're going to play a lot of zone. Okay, I'll take that. You get an opportunity to make some plays, maybe confuse them. Because what we put on tape right now in that all 22, listen, you thought we was catching hell against Cincinnati. You thought we was catching hell against Green Bay. Wait till the Colts get a hold of us. Because they got way more weapons than everybody we played. Jonathan Taylor is 1,000,000 times better than Jacobs. The Colts wide receiver unit, Mitchell, Pittman, Pierce, Dobbs, Warren, their tight end. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen. You got to switch it up. Pun. Christian Wilkerson doesn't get push. That's the issue. Christian Wilkerson don't get no push. He can't take on a double team. Him and damn is the same size. Keanu Benton. No. If you're going to do like that, and listen, I've been said it. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to call the New York Jets, ask them what they want for Quentin Williams. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to call the New York Giants and ask them what they want for Lawrence. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to contact the Tennessee Titans and ask them what they want for that big-ass defensive tackle. You need like a 6'3", 6'4", 320 and 30-pound dude that can take a double team every single freaking time. That'll help some of the issues up front. Absolutely, it'll help. But Wilkins, nothing. Ain't going to do nothing. Ain't going to help nothing. Ain't going to add to nothing. You might want to maybe call around and contact and see if you can get a linebacker out of somebody. Somebody that still got a serviceable linebacker. Yeah, facts, bro. Simmons gets a push all day and night. Big G, the only thing about the Colts coming off to our place is how many bar bags they will need to get through the. But the Colts, man, the Colts might be the best team in the AFC, man. The Colts might be the best team in the AFC. Would I give up a 2? Would I give up a 2 for any of those D1s or a 3? Hell yeah, I would. I mean, but like I said, you got them looking at whether or not they want to give up draft capital because they know that they got to do something different. They know, right? Felicia, girl, what you said? Felicia said, all that you said will be the reason we win with a false sense of turning it around. It's going to be a close win, Felicia, I hope. Right now, 30%. Right now. What's up, Steeler girl? What's cracking with you, man? Right? Ben is plenty big enough. It's not his size issues. It's he sucks. No, that's not true, Pun. In order to play a 4-2-5, your defensive tackles got to be super strong, super big people. They have to be huge human beings. You know somebody else that runs a 4-2-5? There's dogs with it? Tampa. Where you think Tomlin got the whole idea from, Pun? Guess who they got? They got a dude named Vita Vea. That dude is about 375 pounds in the middle. And it's going to take 2, maybe sometimes 3 dudes to move him off the way. To move him out the way. So come on, dog. We ain't got none of those dudes. Black, but they won't play him. Harmon, maybe. But nah. Benton barely weighed 305 pounds. He too small. He in there getting killed. Getting killed. GK, what's up, man? Now, I'm not going to say they clowns, but their effort is trash. Their execution is super trash. And we got issues with the coaching. So we're going to tell the truth, right? All right, y'all, listen, I done ran as long as I can. I got to head myself back to work. Make sure you check me out tonight on the big show with my boy, Big B, man. We're going to chop it up tonight, man. We're going to chop it up tonight. We're going to say what we got to say, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to get diabolical on the show tonight. Well, I mean, it's going to get diabolical, right? Because both of us understand really what's going on here. And for all you Yenzies calling for Tomlin to get fired, get ready to walk Watt, Muth, Highsmith's ass, Hayward right out the door with him. Get ready, because I'm to the point to where I'm saying blow it up. If you haven't liked the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe the KnoItAllz channel. We bring you Steelers content on a regular basis, damn near every single day. You can catch me, my boy Tape Boy Fresh, my boy Kirby, and Shannon White tomorrow night on Pump Your Brakes and Smash the Gas podcast. We'll be back Thursday with the Pick'em Show, where we're going to talk a little bit about the Steelers. And, of course, we got the pregame and the postgame shows for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday. And my boy Tate We'll be here tomorrow on Tate's Take in the afternoon. Man, that's for me, Big G. Thank you guys all again for rocking with me in the live chat. I will see all y'all on later. Holla. See you tonight on the big show on Steelers Almighty.